Hello guys, so for today we're switching a little bit of gears. I mean some people are already guessing what are we doing here today and what's happening. So we have a beautiful RS7 and we're gonna be talking about a very common issue with 4 liters and 3-liter Audis. And it doesn't just include Audis, it's basically the entire group, Porsche including. So we have a little bit of a coolant leaks going on here. The oil is just from us removing the pump, so there wasn't an oil leak, so don't worry about that part. But yeah, very common issue. And in this case, we had a bit of a situation. So the bleeder holes, which sits right here in the middle between the between the two heads, actually cracked and it started leaking. And customer got concerned because this thing started leaking on the ground. And we decided to actually test the coolant pump as well, just because there was some old leaks that we can actually see. And yeah, long and behold, we tested the pump, and it turned out the pump is also failing. So customer did the right thing, said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. It only has like 40 some thousand miles on it. And we're down to this situation. So it's not gonna be a how-to tutorial. It does take a while to get the front end disassembled and the radiator pack out and draining the AC and this and that. But we're gonna touch base on some common failures that you have from the pump of this car. Essentially, this is the vacuum pump. The water pump, I'm sorry, not the vacuum pump. I can see it's been leaking for a while, but customer wasn't really complaining about any major coolant losses. But then again, since we were in there, we decided to test the pump to make sure that the pump itself actually works. And it failed each individual test that we actually did to it. The very first thing is we tried to vacuum test it, and there was some signs of coolant in the vacuum lines. So this is essentially what brought up the check for the pump to begin with. Because if you've done enough Audis, Lamborghinis, and Porsches, you already know that it's like an Achilles heel for these particular models cars, or basically everything Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, Bentley, Lamborghini since 2015, I want to say. So we have the collar, which is right here. In this case, it's completely failing and it's just losing vacuum. It will start raising, but then since you cannot hold the vacuum pressure, it just goes back down. I can see I'm pumping it as hard as I can, but it cannot lift the collar. And then the other telltale sign was this car actually had a low boost codes. It was not triggering a check engine light, but since we were having issues, we just decided to test it anyways. And yeah, this is what we came up with. So essentially, here it is. This is the code that typically is a very common hand-to-hand body with a defective pump, or at least with a defective color. Because there's another way this pump can actually fail, and that would be for the color to actually raise up, get stuck, and it won't move back down. In this case, it just, the car just keeps overheating. No amount of cooling helps it, but and in our case, this is the situation we have. So I'll show you the vacuum gauge again, and you can pump as much as you want. It builds a little bit of vacuum, and then it just loses everything that you provided it vacuum-wise. So this coolant pump was essentially a massive leak for the vacuum system, and this car was probably not even able to control the turbos while this coolant pump solenoid right there. Here, I'm gonna try to show you. This is the coolant pump control solenoid right there on this car. Like there's a few different variants. On the Lamborghini, that solenoid actually sits right on the front here, where the charge pipes would typically go. But in this case, they have it stuffed on the side. And long and behold, we actually have another Audi that it was brought in for service, but then we noticed a bunch of coolant leaks on the front of it. And yeah, long and behold, same thing, different setup, because this is an S5 and it's actually a 3-liter, but same fault. Coolant pump is allowing coolant to flow into the vacuum system, and basically the S5 is completely soaked in coolant in the vacuum lines. So in this regard, this one's a little bit better, but I mean, it's not better. And it's a good thing we caught it on time. That this way we can correct it earlier rather than later. Because lately we've been dealing with a lot of that coolant stuff again. I know we already have a few videos for Porsche and coolant system faults, but yeah. So I'm hearing there's a class action lawsuit coming up for Audis, at least for the 3-liter variants like that S5 there. But yeah, while we're in here, we're actually gonna do the PCVs, or the oil separators. It is seeping some amount of oil through them, and actually the intake pipes were a little bit soaked with oil, so we're gonna do that while we're in there, I mean, or in front of it, and just so I can have a nicer life. But yeah, this is what it would look like if you decide to change your coolant pump on your Audi or your alternator, for instance. Because there's no way this alternator comes out of that car without some major intervention, or the AC unit is also pretty stuffed in there, and it's not gonna be very easy to pull out. So it's not too bad, really. The S and the RS platform are actually a little bit easier than the Lambo and the RS Q8, at least in my opinion. I mean, don't hold me to it, but this is how I feel. But yeah, this is basically what you're looking at. It's radiator pack needs to come off, the front impact bar needs to come off, then the bumper needs to come off. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today, and we're waiting for parts to come in, and we're just gonna jump on it, and hopefully we can put it back together, do sufficient testing to make sure everything is working, and we're gonna do our service stuff, and we'll give it back to the customer. So peace out for now. If you have any questions, just ask anything in the comments below.